I recently took a trader from $0 and consistently losing money, feeling like every trade they took was going to be a loss, to making over $13,000 per month in profit, and all I did was tweak one simple thing in his mind. This mindset shift allowed you here to go from losing money consistently to making over $2,000 in one day trading, another $1,000 day here, and $5,000 on this funded account in profit, and this was all in less than 30 days. And this is the exact same mindset shift that has helped over 400 traders that I have personally worked with one-on-one. You see, it doesn't matter what skill level you are, because if you feel like you're losing for some reason, this simple mindset shift can guarantee that you will fix all of the problems that you have in your trading. So if you stick with me to the end of this video, you are going to see the exact mindset shift that has helped over 400 of my personal one-on-one clients, and that is going to absolutely change your trading game for you. Now, before Yahir was making $10,000 per month as a trader, he had to fix these issues that were popping up for him pretty frequently. One of them was that he was getting stopped out too early on his positions. Another was that he was holding trades in the red way too consistently. So every trade he was taking, sometimes he would let trades ride until 40% in the red, 50% in the red, 60% in the red, losing tons of money per position. And one of the last things he was facing was FOMO, entering positions for absolutely no reason just because you don't want to miss out on the move. Now, I know a lot of you guys most likely are probably relating to this right now. And there's one simple shift that will allow you to fix this problem pretty much forever for you. But the first thing you have to realize is that all of this comes down to one simple thing, and that is fear, right? It is the fear of blank. And what I mean by that is every single person is going to have a different fear of factor, right? So for somebody, it can be a fear of being wrong. For someone, it can be a fear of losing. And for other people, it can be a fear of money. Now, this is the most common fear. And the reason why is pretty simple, okay? I love money, and I know you love money as well. And if I came up to you right now and I robbed $200 out of your wallet, you are most likely going to be very angry at me. And the reason is because we love money. We don't want to lose that money. And so whenever you're throwing money away in the markets, it makes you feel awful. This results in you trying to make that money back. Now, what ends up happening is because you have a fear of losing money, you end up falling into this consistent cycle over and over and over again. So what happens is you FOMO enter a trade that ends up making you lose money. Then you double down on that trade, ending up holding it way too long in the red. And this makes you lose more money. So what do you do then? You're going to just cut your position early. And all of these things happen, and they create a spiral that makes you fall through the exact same pattern over and over and over again. And I know that this is something you've most likely dealt with before, and the fact that you're even here in the first place means that you are trying to fix it. So for you, if it's not a fear of losing money, you have to figure out what that fear is, right? It's most likely going to be a subconscious belief. Because not all of these things are coming, right off the top of your brain. Some of them are going to be things that are laying dormant that you aren't 100% sure of yet. I'll give you a transparent example on this, right? I feel like I'm a very smart person. I get things and I understand things very, very quickly. But when I first started trading, I was having issues with the fact that I wasn't right. I really was concerned at the fact that I've picked up sports. I've picked up literally anything I wanted to do. It all came to me very easily. But the moment I decided to start trading, everything kind of just fell apart. Something that I had to realize, for me, it wasn't a fear of losing money. It was a fear of being wrong. It was a fear of failure, right? And so it's not always going to be losing money. But for today, for the most part, the majority of people watching this video, it is losing money. So we're going to go over how to fix this and how to stop yourself from having this fear. And it all comes down to one simple thing, one simple fix. And this is the fix that makes you money in the long run. Are you guys ready for it? Before I show you this fix, I'm going to do that thing where I ask you to subscribe. And the reason why is because I want you to keep learning. I want you to keep getting this benefits. I want you to keep getting as much knowledge as you possibly can, okay? Don't just watch this video and, turn off your YouTube. I want you to learn as much as humanly possible, okay? Binge through my videos. It is going to be the best thing that happens to you. Now, this one simple fix for fixing your trading forever is going to be you need to fall in love with the process of trading. This is what makes you money. Now, let me explain. The money that you are making from trading does not just spawn out of thin air, right? It doesn't just show up because you took a trade randomly. What ends up happening is the process of trading is what ends up making you the money. And so when you trade without a process, when you trade without being in love with the process, then you end up falling in love with the money instead. When you fall in love with the money, this is what causes you to literally go backwards into this cycle, right? Because you are in love with this. You are in love with the concept of money. And that is literally just connecting you back to this subconscious fear that you have had for God knows how long. But we need to disattach from this subconscious fear. So you have this fear of losing money. We need to disattach from it completely. So instead of thinking of trading of anything to do with money, you need to start falling in love with just the process of trading. Let me give you a really good example of what that means. You guys know this sport. This is bowling, right? I cannot bowl a 300, and I'm sure about 99% of the people watching this video cannot bowl a 300. If you don't know what a 300 is, it's a perfect score, right? It means that you hit a strike every single time you went up to the lane. That is 12 strikes back to back. Now, I cannot do that because every time I go up to a bowling lane, I throw the ball randomly in hopes that I hit pins, right? In hopes that I get some kind of strike or get some kind of, spare, something awesome. But that's not going to happen every single time guaranteed, and I know that. I just get really excited when I hit all the pins. You have to think about that it's the exact same thing with your trading. What you are really focused on doing is catching a move that makes you money, and you get super excited and giddy, and then you end up losing everything because you don't have a process. What somebody who has a 300 bowling score does is they walk up to the lane every single time and have the same stance, the same movements, the same arm rotation, the same everything. Everything they do is so consistent and so simultaneously the exact same. If you look at it and you watch a bowler go up to throw their ball, it is going to look the exact same every single time they do it. And this is because they are not in love with the fact that, hey, I could get a strike here. No, they have married the process. They have married the fact that, hey, if I stand here and I do this and I throw the ball this way and it goes a certain way every single time, then I will guaranteed hit this strike every single time. And they are not focused on what the outcome is. Instead, they are focused on the exact process it takes to get there. So let me show you what this looks like in terms of your trading, right? Trading is a game of probabilities. And I'm going to prove to you right now that trading the way that you are most likely trading before, which is focused on the money, is almost guaranteed going to screw you over in the long run, right? Let's talk about the tale of two traders. You've got trader A and you've got trader B. Trader A hits a fantastic move early in the week, right? He just kind of goes long and it makes a ton of money and he's just super happy about it, right? $1,000, it's a great day for him. He does it again the next day because he double downs on that, right? He's like, oh my God, I just made another $1,000. I'm the greatest trader of all time. But what trader A doesn't realize is that that system only works until it doesn't work, right? And so day number 3, he ends up losing everything. What ends up happening after this? He repeats the cycle. Day number 4, he goes through it again. Day number 5, he goes through it again. Day number 6, 7, maybe he catches a small win. 9, 10, right? Every single trade he took from that point on was a red trade. And if not, these small little green trades were caused by him pulling out too soon because he was scared of losing money. So every trade that this trader took was because of a fear of losing money. The only time he didn't have a fear of losing money was these first initial trades here, which is a very common thing, right? When you go into the markets for the first time, you don't feel fear because you don't know what it's like to have the market take your money yet. And that's completely okay, right? That's what most people go through. And that's what I went through in the very beginning. I made over $1,700 in the span of about 15 minutes. And I was like 19 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. I made that money and I was like, wow, I'm the greatest trader ever. I didn't feel that fear yet. But when that fear kicked in, that is what started the spiral of the exact pattern that you've been through 15,000 different times. Now, let's go with trader B. So what ends up happening with trader B is he loses his first trade. He doesn't care because no matter what the outcome is, it is most likely going to be the exact same if he just follows his system every single time he takes a trade. So trade number 1 is a failure. Oh well. Trade number 2, also a failure. He still doesn't care because he's following the exact same pattern. He's not going to go through and literally blow himself up, go into that spiral because he's following the same plan. So he ends up being successful for 3 more trades, consistently profitable, at least 2R, which is 2 times the amount that he's losing on every single trade that he's losing. So no matter what, he consistently stays in the green over the long term. And so in the long run, this trader wins consistently. So he is consistently making a larger amount of money. He's consistently probably a happier person. He's consistently not spiraling. All of these things that he is going through is the things that trader A was wishing that they would go through. So who's the winner here? It's trader B. Even if he is not making as much money as trader A makes in those first 2 initial trades, in the long run, guaranteed, he will stay profitable and consistent and guarantee himself a better chance of survival. You got to think of it this way, right? This is the difference between a trader who has a good trade versus a good trader. So a trader who has a good trade, you can think of Wall Street bets if you want to. Someone takes a $1 million trade. Congratulations, you just made $1 million. But over the long run, if that trader decided to continue going, he would almost guaranteed, lose everything. Everything. And the numbers pan out every time because it's a trader that had a good trade. He didn't really know what he was doing. He just took a good trade, right? It just happened to go his way. However, a good trader is going to stick to the same plan. He's not going to have just a random good trade here and there. Sometimes he has a good trade, but it always follows his rules. He is consistently sticking to the exact same plan. So what you need to do to become successful as a day trader, to become consistently profitable, and to make it to the point where Yahir has made it by this time, which is $13,000 per month in profit in under 30 days, which is absolutely incredible, you need to ditch the idea of, I need to make money. Okay, this is insanely hard to do, but remember what I just told you. Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the rules that it takes to be consistently profitable. Once you become like a sniper, you have the exact set of criteria. Every single time you take a trade is the exact same. You will realize that the idea of making money isn't really that important because the money that you do make comes from those rules that you implement. All the money that you lose comes from when you don't have rules. This mindset shift will unlock everything for you. Ditch this concept. I need to make money. I have to make money. Ditch that concept. It's not about making money. It's about being the best trader that you possibly can be. It's about being a good trader versus having just a lucky trade, right? We don't want to have a lucky trade. And this is the exact thing that allowed Yahir here to say, hey, just wanted to thank you again for helping me get back on track. This whole week, I've been able to see the market differently. I'm not just entering random trades. I've been following my game plan, and all of my trades have been green. Even if they've been small steps, they are still in the right direction, and I feel like I'm in my zone. I feel locked in when trading. This is the literal kicker. This is when you know that you've completely changed as a trader. Because instead of thinking, I gotta make $1,000, I gotta make $1,500, I gotta make $2,000, instead of thinking all of those things, you go, you know what? I need to think about my rules. I need to think about my system and follow a plan every single time. And not only Yahir has been able to benefit from this, but hundreds of other one-on-one clients of mine have benefited from this as well. Just like Colin saying, I came to SOA as a reckless trader without much of a strategy, just trying to hop in on luck. But once I committed to working with Sean and SOA, this helped me understand the market and actually have a strategy to back what I was doing, right? And so exactly what he's saying is he used to come in and just do exactly what trader A did, right? Try to make money, and if he loses money, I need to double down on this. I need to try and make this money back and then go through that spiral. But since working with me, it's all about 100% locking in laser focus on your exact system. And again, this is the exact same thing that I've done with over 400 traders now, made them profitable, allowed them to have $10,000 months consistently. So if you feel like you need that personal one-on-one help from me, you resonate with the things that I'm saying, and you want me to show you and teach you how to change your entire mindset, how to build a strategy around yourself that actually works consistently over the long run, then go down to the link in the description. It's going to say simplyoptionsacademy.com, first link, and book a call with my team to see if you are a good fit to work with me personally one-on-one. Every single one of these students that you are seeing, all of these profits have all come from me putting my entire system from start to finish inside of their trading, and it has absolutely changed the game for them. Now, the only way you can actually have this shift is if you have a game plan in place, a strategy in place. So if you don't have one of those things, I want you to watch this video that's popping up on the screen right now. It's going to go over how to create a strategy that is literally used by me almost every single day, and you are going to absolutely love it. Goodbye.